Blessings, family. How are you? I hope that you are doing well. It's a beautiful day out, so I figured I'd come outside and give it a go. It's not windy. The sun is blazing. It's not early morning here on the East Coast, but it's, it's early enough, right? It's nice and quiet. Birds are chirping. Pollen is pollinating. And, anybody can have a platform, even you. The way people are turning on cameras and buying Yeti mics now, and you don't even need all of that. Really, truly. I mean, it depends on how what your intent is and what it is you're trying to build. And I'm saying all of that to say is, there's controversy on the internet because the world is controversial. You understand what I'm saying? There's a mix of a lot of different people with a lot of different ideologies and truths. The fact that we had to sit down for a while and really look into ourselves and things and situations and circumstances around us. And now we are forced to form a new way of living, right? It has come to a point where all you need is one person to agree. One person to view, one person to like, one person to I guess condone, what it is that you're saying, or not condone, that's not the word. Concur is not the word either. It'll come if it needs to. But you just need an agreement. It doesn't even have to be a true alliance. It doesn't even have to be a true acceptance of what it is that you're saying. There's things floating around on the internet now about how the guy goes to the big girl. Is that what she said? The guy goes to the big girl because the skinny girl won't give it to her. I'm just like, that is absurd. But there are points about that ideology that are true. And there are some men that are going to agree with her on that. And that's all you need, is somebody to agree. There was a young lady who stated that MLK was just a decent human being. He wasn't a great man because he cheated on his wife. And all they need is for somebody to agree. There are people that will tell you cryptocurrency is going to be the new currency, and if you don't have any, you'll be poor and broke. And there are a bunch of people who agree with that. But what I would like to see people understand is everything has a process. Everything. There is a process in all things that we want, desire, and need. If you desire money, there's a process for it to come to you. If you desire a significant other in your life in a specific type of way, romantic, family-ish, friend, however you want them to come into your life, there's a process for that to happen. And then when they come into your life, there's still more processing, right? Making sure that it's a fit, making sure that you can sustain it, making sure that you can maintain it. A lot of times we ask for these things and we get glimpses, because there's tons of tests before you actually receive that thing that you want. And us as humans, we have a hard time figuring that out. Some of us get it right, some of us do not. Some of us get it right and some of us do not. Spirit of place. The spirit of place, that's the number 4. Field of Dreams, 21 reduces to 3, cleaning house. 37 reduces to 9, solitude. Right? And some of you may be in solitude right now. Okay? Minimizing others' access to you. Minimizing the... Okay, all right. Nature is like, look. Minimizing access. I stay close to the airport on purpose. Minimizing the access that others have to you. Minimizing the time you spend with and around others, right? Minimizing long conversations, you know, and even if you're going on trips, they may be 3-day, 4-day trips. You're not really going on the 7-day vacations anymore, 5-day vacations and things of that sort, because of things that you're aware of now that you've never been aware of before, you know, stuff that's happening in the States as opposed to other countries. And we've been compared to the Wild Wild West in some countries in regards to our Second Amendment and things that are happening, right? And I get it. Like, it is very controversial and sad, and it has people angry, including myself. But what we need to understand is that there are ways for us to tackle all of these emotions and put that energy into something that where action can be taken. And the action that is taken is a resolve, is a solution to what is being agitated. Spirit of place. Let's talk about it. I'm going to read from the book. Authenticity is the essence of power. Okay? Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax, let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Don't get entangled in details, desires that obscure the truth of your situation. Sit back and ask yourself, what is the real nature of my inquiry? Even essential, seductive, hidden agendas cannot conceal this. Trust your intuition. The spirit of place is whispering in your ear. You hold the power to tell the truth, first to yourself, then to the world. You can always distinguish between an essence that is true and the one that is synthetic. Be honest with yourself and remain willing to let your situation be revealed for what it really is and not what you want it to be. An apple can't become an orange, just as a dog can never be a bird. Are you trying to change someone or something to suit your agenda? Only when you see things as they truly are will you find real treasure. Authenticity, the pureness and realness of you, the true essence of who you are is what needs to be shared, right? Coaches, mentors, brand makers, even billionaires will tell you authenticity is key. And not just to making money, but to building friendships, to building courtships, to connecting with people that you want to see in your life for long term. Connecting with yourself. You know, some of us aren't real with other people because we aren't real with ourselves about what we can do, how we can maintain, what we can sustain. You know, I had a friend reach out to me that I hadn't heard from in years. It's, you know, and people are like, Mercury retrograde is over. All energetic transitions, periods are a little longer than what the actual dates are, okay? Energy lingers. So usually when Mercury retrograde, I like to tell people give it a week before and a week after, and that's your whole condensed time of the effects of Mercury retrograde, right? So, well, we would like to think, because I really don't like to try to contain any type of energy into a time frame, okay? Now, I'm no physicist or autonomous or any of those things, but if energy never dies, or this is just my ideology, this is my thoughts, my theory. If energy never dies and it's always being recycled, who's to say Mercury retrograde energy doesn't linger longer than the time frame? Who's to say any of this retrograde or transit energy does not last longer than what the actual time frame of the transit is? Who's to say? You know, I like to think we know, you know, I do. I'd like to think we know, but as a human, having this experience with, you know, as a spiritual being, having this human experience, I can honestly say we don't know. I've been a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen death leave a person's body peacefully and unwillingly. You know, I watched somebody get shot. I watched somebody get stabbed. And I watched someone go, I ushered my father's soul into the heavens, okay? Or into the ethers. Don't come for me, Christians, in the comments about heaven or hell or any of that. Like, because yes, though I believe we leave this earthly plane and go into a realm of an unknown sort, I don't give it a name, because none of us know what that truly is. As many books as you can read and people you can study under, you know, what I have found on this planet is what resonates with you, is what's true for you, right? Something can very much so be very true for you because you experienced it, you know it, it resonates with you, and can be absolutely not true for the next person because they've never seen it, they've never experienced it, and they don't know what the MF you talking about. And you can show them books and maps, but until it touches them in here, it is irrelevant. It is not of any type of necessity for them to understand. Field of dreams. What is your dreams? What is your aspirations? Your wants, your desires even, right? What steps are you taking to bring it into play? What have you done? And it doesn't have to be immediate. You know, we live in this world where it tells you it got to be done right now. You got to do it right now. You're going to die tomorrow. The world is coming to an end. Everything is over at 50. Everything is over at 60. Everything is over at 70. The truth is your life is truly beginning after probably about 30, 35. Life really begins for you. You know. 21 produces a 3. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Get abundance. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside with the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life, regardless of the temporary outer conditions, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead you to great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action, and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary, right? I love experiencing magic and miracles in my life because that lets me know that I am just having a human experience. Having those moments help me realize I am a spiritual being. I am a magical being. And yes, I'm having a human experience, but having that dose of ethereal magic come down and mix with this earth, just for me to be able to bring something into fruition, helps me understand and know that things are a lot bigger than what we think they are, what we say they are, how we feel that they are. And no matter what anyone says to me, about me, situations, circumstances, any of that, I realize that as much as we like to think we have control, we don't. As much as we to think we have control over things, situation, and circumstances, because it feels like we have the control, right? We pay the bills, we sign the checks, we write the treatment to the video or podcast or situation or circumstance. We tell a thing to be, and it is so, right? There is no control. When random things happen, it goes to show you that there is no real control, right? And some of us would like to say random things aren't so random, and they're not. You know, everything is planned, but not to conspire, not in the conspiracy sense, but more in the sense of putting the pieces together so that the rest can flow, right? So that the rest of the day can flow, the week, the month, the year, so that certain connections and transitions can happen. And is that conspiring? You know, like, think about the word conspiracy. They want to make it seem like it's secretive or an unknown thing that people are conspiring, but aren't we all conspiring? Conspiring to create better lives, conspiring to do better, or conspiring to do worse or to do harm. You can conspire to do harm just like you conspire to do good. Everything is a conspiracy. See, honestly, I think about these words that have been invented and created in regards to how we communicate with each other on this earth, this language that was created, the way our hand gestures and facial expressions show a thing without us actually having to say anything. I could look at my sister across the room and raise an eyebrow, or look her down at her over my glasses. We already know what it means in context of whatever is going on around us. And yes, I'm always kind of rambling in these videos because messages comes in different forms. Everything does not need to be laid out in chapters and subtitles. Sometimes you just need to sit down and just have a conversation, you know, about all things, random things, life things. Because this earth has us on a journey, a path that we can't always have all the answers. And this is the thing. Okay, you have all the answers. Let's say you were given a book that gave you all the answers from the beginning to the end of your life, right? You were given this book. And you knew if you made a left turn here, this was going to happen. You know everything that's going to happen. So you alter some things and make some decisions, and life is still not turning out the way you would like it to. Even with the book in your hand, even with the how-to, even with the, this is what is coming about with the decisions that you make. This is how your life will look. And it still turns out in your idea, in your mind, it's still crappy. It's still not, it's still subpar. It's not up to the standard of living that you would like. Then who's to blame? The person who gave you the book, yourself for taking the book. And then it's like humans are always looking for someone or something to blame, you know? We want to blame the racists. We want to blame the billionaires, the rich people. We want to blame the poor people. We want to blame the governments. We want to blame the birds, the trees, you know. And even those of us that are not looking for blame and knowing that consciously we are making decisions that alter and create our lives. Some of us seek answers to things that we will never get the answers to. And that is a very hard pill to swallow for humans. Cleaning house, I think it's self-explanatory. And it is a 10. And what's interesting is I am doing this reading 6/6/10. I believe it is the 6th of June, 12 and 22. 246. It's just interesting, the dates, the synchronization in the dates and numbers. You know, all of these things mean something. There are numerologists that will tell you what they think they mean based off of information that was here before us. You know, we try to decode the Egyptian walls, and we try to decode, you know, ancient writings and things of that nature. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't live in an era, you'll never understand an era. Just like, you know, it's hard to understand 70s babies, 80s babies, 90s babies, and so on and so forth, and how things have shifted and changed. Like, they would never understand our era, and we would never understand theirs, because they work together and we do not. The mindset is completely different. I see this card and I think sweep around your own front door before you offer to help others with theirs. You know, there's so many podcasts and platforms and things where people are putting out their beliefs, their ideologies, and other people are consuming it. Younger people are consuming it, believing it, becoming a part of it, and no actual basis. And the truth of the matter is, you don't really need any. You really don't. Everybody is looking for actual and factual information when there is none. You must live your life based off of what you believe, what you intake, what you instill for yourself, whether you create rules, regulations, policies, and procedures for yourself or not. You must be concerned with you, what you're feeding yourself, and not just food, okay? Your skin, your information that you're taking in, whether it be through social media, whether it be through movies and books, or however you're taking information in, what type of news channels you're watching, the type of news you're watching. You know, this thing called life is very tricky. But what I will say is just be good to your fellow humans. Because we're all broken. And we all need assistance on this journey. Whatever type of assistance you may need. We all need assistance on this journey. Take care, love.